Hey, what's going on, Warriors? It's your boy Shinryu back in with another video, and a bit of a delay with regards to the limited experience with Gouken. I already started doing the recording, but then work went up a notch, and I had to get busy with work. I had to get some stuff done. Finally got a breather right now, so I'm back here trying to do a recording. I've already tried a few things here. I'm going to see if I can sort of rehearse it again. I was going to try and edit it, but I feel like with that previous knowledge that I've had compiled with whatever I'm going to be showcasing right now, I can give you pretty much a better deal about the character. So as you guys know, this is pretty much the testing of Gouken himself. The kits pretty much will give you a good description of what to expect. Pretty much what we're expecting is a character that's supposed to sort of survive, and someone that I believe can sort of help out as you go late game, where you have to face most of these characters that can sort of one-shot you at the first time around. But I did have some discoveries, because I was a bit concerned initially when I tested the first time that the fighters, the assisted characters in the tag position weren't getting the protection, but actually because you're not active with during the battle or during the battle, they would typically not get it unless you bring them into attack. That they might actually have the potential to have the thunder. Okay, trying to remember what that thunder name is called. I'm just getting back in after so long. Let's go right ahead and just I want to get the keywords so that way I can actually be very specific when describing what the character is actually getting and what he's benefiting. Okay, I did find one major challenge, but I'm going to explain that shortly, and it shouldn't really apply in the real world scenario because you have the choice of who you want to combine him with. Okay, so pretty much the summary here is that you're going to realize he's pretty much someone that actually can provide from a tanky standpoint, but not necessarily from an execution standpoint. Okay, which kind of makes a lot of sense. Other people also do the job, but his move set is he's still required to actively perform moves to boost up that tankiness. Okay, if you get what I'm trying to say. Now, what I wanted to get, the Steel Thunder. All right, that's what I was trying to remember, because I just kind of logged in right now and I'm just trying to get back into it. So let's go right ahead and let's try and take on the challenges. First one here, like I said before, first instance that lets you know what to expect. If the character is supposed to be a real G, is the magnitude of the enemies opposition you're going to be facing during the trial. Okay, as you can see here, we have Sagat as the first one, so that already gives you a good expectation. Next is Akuma. Having two Inferno Master characters working, that is already encouraging. Third one, Vega. This one, I'm going to explain what each one of them are trying to showcase, which actually is amazing. Fourth one here, no, we're not trying to move to position. Jury, look at that, they're bringing in real damage dealers. And don't forget, not just having people like Jury here, but we're also having strong assistance, a very, very tanky unit, very, very good damaging unit as well. Over here, Bison himself, this pretty much lets you know that only one other unit has ever had Bison, or we're at two other units, that's Ivoriu and Virgil, and you all know how great these characters are. And of course, last but not the least, we even have Training Kami as well to sort of contend with him. Of all the challenges here, I'll have to let you know that Bison was kind of toughest that I actually faced, and I think it's because of like I said, one of the first instances you want to look at the caliber of the opponent you're going to be facing, and then the second one is supposed to be pretty much let's see, the second one is supposed to be pretty much you just picking up any random characters, except if, for example, they can't complete a moveset, or they're very, very incompatible in that. Maybe, for example, you have so many 1-2s, because Gouken is 1-2 as well, and you make sure that you have a 2-3 or 1-3 to make sure that you can sort of mix it up, so that you can try at least C1 or C2 at will. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to go right here and showcase the characters so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see here. Just give me a moment here. I'm just trying to check something real quick. Alright, so let's go right ahead and let's try Sagat, okay? So we'll go over to Sagat right now. I don't really bother with that first initial instance here. Or you know what, but we can actually do that, okay? Because typically, initially I was trying to use Sagat to showcase that. But you know what, I actually want to use a real life character. I don't want to use any of these guys here. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to focus on Gouken only, okay? So what I mean, we're going to focus on Gouken. We're going to focus on how he can help, you know, the other characters survive. And as you can see right now, I'm just picking the first 3 characters on the list. I'm not very particular about picking who I want. So now we're going to talk about the survivability here, okay? Now I want you guys to take note of something. Let's go right ahead and try and boost your opponent's, you know, special. And now Chun-Li, very strong damage unit here, so we're glad that we have someone like her on the opposing team as well to help us out. I'm going to drop the volume of this so that I can actually hear myself talk properly, okay? So watch out for that, you know, shield that has that yellow ring, yellow border. There it is over there. So, and then you can see that number 3 there. That actually highlights, you know, the void power. And of course, it does mean it can't take it. It can't go. But you can see Gal. Somebody has it. I don't know which of the. Okay, Dowsing. You can see his meditation. He has the the shield right now, meaning if he has a shield, it means he's going to survive because you need that shield to actually get to void power. You can see Gal already has void power, but there's somebody who's not getting anything. That is Poison, okay? Now, I was a bit concerned that Poison wasn't getting, and I thought it was because she was a tag team, but the reason is because if we're just being idle in that manner, and you can see how long it took for them to wipe out our team, that is a lot of durability. That gives you enough time. I would make sure something else I did as well in the previous recording I was trying to get done here. I'm going to go right ahead, put Dowsing, go right ahead and put just the same set of units again. Alright, and we're going to wait to see if we can get to 2 gauge before we can attack, which is supposed to be risky because speed is supposed to be important in PvE as well, right? So, but you notice in the first time round, Poison didn't get the, you know, any of the stacks of the Steel Thunder. All right, so we're waiting for 2. All right, we are taking the risk here. He's trying to survive, and they're trying to damage him. We're close to 2 right now. I'm going to wait till 2 for actually start to attack. All right, let's go. We're about to hit 2 right now. Let's go right here. Do this, and let's go right ahead and start taking over. As you can see, we're already coming in right now. We're still here, and then all right. So as you can see here, Poison actually went. She died instantly. She didn't actually get the void, you know, the steel thunder, which was kind of like odd, but I thought that was a bit of a surprise. Regardless of that, you can see that the characters are still up. The main cast is still here. All right, we're gonna go Gouken. Was gonna go Gouken Dowsing, Gouken Gal. But yeah, still after waiting close to 2, I was a bit finger twitchy there, so you guys know that I didn't let the number 2 show, but I could have easily done that and they still survived. This is pretty much the first time I've had to wait that long, like I said, you're actually running a boss fight and actually being able to survive that long, even when you have Sagat in there. It doesn't happen for everybody, so don't, you know, but I'm just trying to show you that that is actually how tanky he makes this. While he doesn't have Bison's survivability, so his survivability obviously depends on those around him. As long as they're alive, he's alive, right? Of course, that doesn't include Evil Ryu, which I believe will be the same for this as well. Evil Ryu at Carton with Shuriken, and I think that's also why they probably did not include Evil Ryu there, so you can understand that their invincibility, because the term they use invincibility, as long as they don't use that term, cannot go below 1. That was a very special term for Virgil that we had there. But with invisibility, they're just saying that, you know, they have damage immunity, and I believe Evil Ryu should still be able to break through that. If you end with a Shuriken, you can still take them out and not let them, you know, work with that. I want to believe that's how it should work. But let's go over with the next character again. Dowsing, like I said, seems like Gouken a lot because I put him quite often. We're just putting about around units again, and we're going to try and see if we can wait that long. This time I'm going to wait for the number 2. I'm going to take my hands up before I actually do anything. I'm going to rush this real quick so that we can actually get it closer, because I don't want to last too long. You can see here Dawson gets it. Alright, most of the other guys who are on the starting lineup will get it, but I'm worried about why. Let me go ahead and bring these guys, the tag members, to actually try and attack. Maybe they'll actually get it. Go again. Look at that. We already know that none is. Look at that. Look at that. Like, look at that. I heard about a rumor that he also does counter as well, but I don't remember his kit mentioning anything about countering any moves, so we're just going to leave it as that. That's why we haven't actually talked about it. The reason why I actually talked about that was because we just saw DiCaprio attack right now, and then she died instead. I don't know what happened there, but you can see we waited long enough. In most cases, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm trying to let you know right now that with Gouken in your lineup, speed becomes less of a priority. That means you can sacrifice the slot that typically Bizangiv would get. Of course, when you have to face another character that has Gouken as well, if they have a speedy character, chances are that they're sacrificing a damage dealing character or a good supporting character for that speed character, because even if you have that Gouken on another team, right, in terms of like they also being able to survive and they're hoping that speed can take over, you have enough time to recover that initial damage that the speed is taking, but then your team is more of a damage dealing team and you can actually eliminate the other the opponent because you're going to be attacking stronger. Okay, so just going to go right here and just show you what I'm talking about with regards to Vega right now. Give me a moment here. I'm just trying to just get some things set up real quick. Alright, here we go. So Mad Ryu, we already know he's already in the event himself. We're just putting characters that are supposed to be there. Like I said, I'm not even thinking of the characters I'm putting in. As long as the combo, I notice no distortion in the combo, I'm pretty much good. We can try this here again. Alright, I think I'm looking for the one where I actually failed. I know there was one where I couldn't actually survive for some reason. I think it was against Bison because his Infernal King was really ripping through the protection. Alright, we go back with 1 again. We stun. Number 2, here we go. Go in any mode at once. Use the C2 here. Look at us just having fun here. And don't forget that as much as he's more or less providing defense, he's also buffing you with attacking buffs as well. Once you have that, Steel Thunder. Okay, so that is actually making him get the opportunity to actually rip through the opponent as well, despite the fact that they're having that speed. So he is really good. Okay. We're gonna go to where, like I said, I'm just anticipating where we face Bison. Okay, but for now, like I said, everything is going smoothly as expected. All right, so I'm just going to go right here right now. And who do I want to use? Okay, let's just pick. We're not thinking, right? We're not thinking. I know there was a particular point where the characters were similar, like maybe like a 1-2 1-2. So far everything looks good and okay, so we're not gonna continue. I don't know which team where the first couple of catches were sort of like once I started Gouken I couldn't do anything else. I think this is it. 1-3 1-3. I think Rizzo is it 1 and 3. I mean 2 and 3. There you go. So this is the one unit where I had to like well, the truth of the matter is not necessarily I can always let him. You know what? Let's actually, the last time, like I said before, I always feel like his super is important, but then we have the opportunity to use him in a C3, right? However, we can't C2, right? We can't use C2 here. He has to be C1 because everyone else is 1 and 3. So so we're gonna have to use someone else to start. So I'll use maybe Mad Ryu to start. All right, let him do this. Let Hurricane go, and then let Madryu just rip in with his damage. And Madryu is one of the guys that's going to benefit mostly from Gouken. As you know, he's a character that can easily get, damage just by him doing his own moves and stuff. So we're going again, we're trying again, but as you can see right now, even with Jury and Viper there, we're still seeing some real survivability on the team here. We might lose Gouken soon because he's already gone through his own whatever, and I'm not stacking up because of we are having to use his C1. That's where the C1 becomes. The C1 is obviously a very, very strong move, but like I said, it doesn't give you any of the stack of the Steel Thunder, so that plays as an advantage. You can see right now, Kami is almost to hit the look at me. I can actually just talk and forget about fighting because this guy is actually here doing his stuff, right? And we're talking about this obviously because PvE is the major challenge, progressing, like just having. I'm just trying to imagine the viability of his A+. I think he's going to be the next viable character since Evil Ryu when I got him. And the reason why Evil Ryu was very, very viable is because of his Shasuno Iki. Even though he wasn't like strong enough, he would buff those around him and make them really, really good. So let's go over. I'm going to hit Bison last because he was one I actually struggled with initially before I had to actually return to work because I had like a lot to do. So I'm gonna go right here again. We're just gonna be choosing random characters. This is already showing you that the guy is a top tier character. Once you see that you're not even thinking about the units you're using or in this trial mode, that is, then you know that the character is great. Okay, this team right now has Madryu there. And he's also a strong counter for that initial Madryu madness where he can actually rip through everybody. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where he would actually, if the first person dies, then he's doing the Hadouken and does spamming. He can't do that anymore. And I don't know if the Raging Demon actually does the same as well, but typically the Raging Demon, he takes somebody out. So, look at this. This is just tanky madness, yo. Like, these other guys are chilling. This is the ultimate tank. Everyone, this would redefine how a lot of people use Bison. However, I can see a lot of people trying to pair Bison with him as well, because Bison is someone that has a C3. You need a very, very strong card that has a C3, right? And also he gives you the opportunity to do, the combo, the combination where you have, let's go for Bison. I think that option might show up here. Yeah, where you can actually get this 4 faction things right because he's a master, meaning you can combine with other elements that are like of the same. Let's go here and let's just combine with some flame units right now. This is pretty much freestyle difference here. All right, and there is no other tank that is coming up ahead of him. I've tried other tanks, but now here, this is, I couldn't, so here we can, I'm going to show you that stuff I was talking about where I'm going to try and charge it and not to hit 2. I think it's tough when you're facing Bison. Look at that, look at the way the blast is just ripping through that. So we hit 2 right now. Let's go and let's see if we can actually do something. We're going to use him. These are like pretty good units, don't get me wrong. So this is a little bit different. The units I used the first time were units that, were just the first line. So as you can see right now, because I'm using strong units, and the reason why I take this unit because they're all flame. Easy peasy, man. Like, I wanted to showcase the difficulty I had without using those flame units, but I didn't anticipate that it would be a lot easier. But when I was picking the units, I realized, what, we have, Summon Yang, and we had like very, very good units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out. All right, we've cleared this thing easily over here. I'm going to just go over to the Bison one again. Okay, I'm going to go right here and select those first that I selected. All right, because this time he was able to stack up the 2 and still could succeed. This is what the units I picked up before, and for some reason I struggled back then. So let's go. All right, we're gonna wait and try to hold off. All right, we're gonna wait to 2. Let's try and speed this up. All right, let the 1 first. You guys can go ahead and try starting hitting your combos. Let me see if this one proves that those flaming units were just because we had Dalzim, right, and we had Summer Yang. Those are 2 strong units. All right, can you do something right now? Because you're doing something. I think is he countering? Because sometimes his move is in. There you go. You can see I've already lost Gal. We're gonna try again. But we're coming back this time, eh? Bison is not suffering from the Inferno. Okay, yeah, there's another blast again. But actually, there you go. I remember there was one that was really difficult. This particular team, for some reason, really struggled. It really kind of shows. I don't know if I didn't focus on, and trust me. Ironically, if you try an attack scenario, you say, okay, you know what? You just pulled something really risky right there. You're trying to attack as quickly as possible. And when I went ahead and selected this unit, I say, you know what? Okay, we know that it doesn't work if you try and hoard this. But then it just depends on the unit that you're using. If you have real pure damage dealing units, you're going to do well. So in this case right now, we have Trendy Kami. Trendy Kami is a damage dealing unit that requires a lot of time. Alright, that's the challenge with Trendy Kami. E-Honda is also a damage dealing unit. The only person that can really do real damage at this early phase right now will be Gal. But here's what's going to be happening. It's going to be taking out Bison, and it's going to be getting that Inferno Blast as often as possible, and that kind of puts him in trouble. So I'm going to try and see if I can make Trendy Kami become more active. There you go. See, I just tried to use her once and she's already down. These other units are like left. So this is what I was anticipating the first time when it didn't work out, and we're not going to win this one. The best that's going to happen is we're just going to survive because we have both E-Honda and so let's see if I can get E-Honda to get. So E-Honda, you see this E-Honda's in the tag position. This is a perfect example. He's going to survive. I don't think he's going to get knocked. Whoa, the Steel Thunder isn't there anymore. Oh, that wasn't a Steel Thunder. That was just a regular shield. So he still didn't get the. I had an incident where he actually worked away from the tag team. So I know the tag position does get it. But as you can see here, I think if you don't have enough damage and you just have a lot of tanks, then you're going to struggle. Let's just make a change here, okay? So we're not going to put Trendy Kami. We'll still leave E-Honda there. No, what? Let's take E-Honda out. Let's put Trendy Kami in, but we're going to put Dalzim in instead, okay? Dalzim is a strong damage unit, so this might probably make a change. I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to wait again. See what happens this time, alright? The truth of the matter is that somehow we're supposed to work against Bison, because if you don't know attacking, so I want to watch. Let's watch. Let's watch Gouken, see if he's doing any counter attacks. As you can see, he's just a passive move. Let's go. Okay, let's just go. All right. You can see. You see the influence of Dalzim. Even though we've lost Gouken right now, Dalzim is still going to come and do. Oh well, he got taken out. But you need damage dealing units. You don't want to be hoarding like just tanky stuff. So these are the people that they kind of struggled, right? I'm going to try something else. I don't know if Dalzim got the buff that he wanted. We're going to put Dalzim in. We're going to leave Trendy Kami out of the lineup for now, because she seems to be the weakest link in terms of damage for now, because she needs time to build up that damage that she would typically perform against bosses. So, and I'm not going to wait. I'm going to try and just attack as soon as I can. As you can see now, we're already taking out enough of the units. We still have some of the units to actually go through void power, so that's good. And Bison is left, and once you have enough of the void power, your Hadouken is really strong. So there you go. So he needs to be paired with pure damage dealing people for him to be super effective. He doesn't need any extra tanky unit, which is why I was a little bit concerned about Bison, but Bison is also someone that can actually provide that, attack that you need. So I would say he's still safe to use as well. So that's pretty much the character in the trial realm there. My verdict, if we're talking about characters like Ivory who have sort of like broken the barrier for attack, he has sort of broken barrier for defense. Okay, and the reason why I would say that is because Virgil, he's a different bit of anomaly, but he ensures the survivability of just himself. So yeah, while you might actually survive and be able to do a lot of damage against your opponent's team, your teammates are gone. But Gouken provides survivability for for your team. And when you go to the end game, I'm going to try and do an exhibition right now. The biggest challenge that you have right now is not taking them out. It is surviving that initial few minutes, and that's why Beast Zangief is extremely important. Take Beast Zangief out, and no, we don't even have to take him out. Use any strat that doesn't involve trying to do an intercept, and you're in trouble. So for example, let's try and go here, just do normal moves and stuff. Right, I'm going to try all I can. Hopefully I can get their own people to look at that. I just lost Beast Zangief already, and they're not done with their combo. Charlie's going to come back and do her stuff. There you go. Blanca is gone right now. The major challenge right now in this current level is you can't survive the initial attacks, right? Enough for you to do the damage. With Ivory in your team, as long as you survive the first one, then you have a chance to actually do the Metsu Hadoken that would typically take away your energy. The only way you can sort of go around this is you want to wait, the typical wait period, play one preferably, try and intercept as quickly as you can. Hopefully this works. It doesn't work, and you have to start depending on intercept to work. This is one of the most difficult instances of intercept I've actually faced, because I've tried it several times. And when I do actually get the instance to actually go through, what typically happens is that I might not make it a second round around. So this is a typical example of where you can actually see Gouken driving, where even Beast Zangief sort of like fails. Of course, my Beast Zangief isn't like fully kitted out yet. It's just 3 stars and all that stuff. But that being said, it is still shows how he would, make Gouken less important. It is actually ironic that we're already getting this, Soul Core and the Soul Shard here already. I got it the first time when I actually picked it up. You guys probably saw it in the, in the previous video there. But yeah, kind of makes it important there and all that stuff. And of course, it looks like with the 2240, I purposely didn't pick this floor because I want to show that I actually almost forgot. You're already getting this if you hit this floor. I don't know if these are like new landmarks that just kind of like just pop in, or they pretty much, yeah, I think they're new because I already cleared 300 for quite a bit. So anything that has to do with the soul gems, you start picking them up right away, like I said, they've existed in the background. So it's pretty great. At least I can already start collecting them. But then don't forget, you're going to need all this soul gems and all this stuff for, not just 1 unit, but 3 potentially. We're talking about Akuma, we're talking about Ivory, and of course talking about Gouken. These are the 3 that require the soul gems there. But that's pretty much it for me. What I'm going to show you guys next is we're going to be looking more at what the event itself is all about. As we're talking about, we're talking about the Void Awakening itself. We're going to look at different things there, starting from the story mode, which is supposed to be the most interesting, I believe. I believe that should be the Void Tower. Hold on here. That should be the story mode, right? Or that isn't available yet. This is special summons. Oh, looks like that's not available yet, because typically there's always like a story mode behind everything. So for now, why is it highlighting like I can actually do something? Oh, I have 1 key so I can draw. Oh, we're gonna try and stack it up again like the other time. Mission. Let's just claim this because we already did something for some reason. I don't know what I did, but we're going to claim that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me with regards to the Gouken test here. Let me know if you guys, or what you guys think about the character. Have you guys tried him out as well? Are you guys finding him easy? Did you guys struggle with the bison stuff as well? Most people are probably going to try and be picking up the best unit to try and like beat the game and just go past as quickly as possible. But I wanted to show you how viable it was. Like I said, one of the three things you want to look out for when it comes to knowing how great the character is the caliber of his opponent. In the trial is a very easy giveaway for you to know what to expect, because the developers obviously would have tested it and would have known that would be easy for those, and of course they are creating the character for a specific reason. Okay, second one is going to be, not regardless of whatever team you pick up, Bison is a very high caliber opponent, so we understand that sometimes you have to think about it. I think the only person I didn't care about who I paired them up with was Evil Ryu, because Evil Ryu was pretty much the key behind Bison there. But otherwise, we went with a full flame unit and we actually took care of him. So we know that he's actually great as well. And of course, last but not the least, the last thing that you also want to care about as well, is pretty much the character, what they actually provide to the team. Of course, the best kind of characters are like the ones that actually provide buffs to the team, but not just buffs, protection. We're talking about great protection, and we just showcase something unique with the character in that we can actually wait in most instances for you to get to 2 full energy before you actually attack. I mean, you can actually even last long enough to heal yourself. That's what it means. You can heal yourself as soon as possible, because this is testing character without EX moves and all that kind of stuff. So amazing character. Also is going to become obviously important when it comes to username and when it comes to username and the let me just go ahead and just collect this, and like boss fights as well. Okay, but I'm going to see something here. I'm just curious here, just wrap it up here, if there's any of my team guys, because we know we got the boys here. Shout out to Leon Hat, who's always been the support for me when it comes to loaning Bison and all the other characters. Alone, he's my go-to guy. Also Sion Hart is also a good one as well. And of course all my guild members and friends are amazing. Love you guys. You guys help me out as well. I take maximum advantage of all these units and everything here as well. But I'm trying to see if someone's already working on Gouken. Is someone already eager to pick up Gouken? Let's see here. This is just what to know. Looks like I'm the highest when it comes to Ivory right now, because the next highest amongst my friends, that is just on S. You can tell because and this is definitely Lionheart for sure. Oh, this is actually SSJ M Ryu. Okay, Mad Ryu boy. Lionheart does okay, so I'm guessing Lionheart actually went for Akuma instead. That's what he's working on. So his Silu actually is going on is going off for Akuma. But the rest of us here is still looking for Akuma. Lionheart didn't go for any of them. I find that surprising. What's going on here? I feel like I saw Lionheart had one of these characters before. Okay, I think maybe what he did was he went for Virgil, and maybe just holding for the next character. Maybe he actually is even dependent on collab characters, because that's another strategy as well when it comes to holding on to the special summon tickets. You might decide that you want to prioritize only collab characters, because collab characters are unique and are typically OP. So that's something to think about when it comes to ordering special summons. Okay, and not just special summons, scrolls as well, legendary scrolls as well. So think hard about all these things here, and before you actually go right ahead and start pulling as soon as you can. So that's why, like I said, you have items you want to hoard, items you want to use as soon as possible. But it's your boy Shinryu. I don't want to go right ahead and go away from the Gouken saga here, because it's all about Gouken right now. Thank you for your time, for tuning into today's video as well. Show me some love, like and subscribe the video as well. Put in some comments as well, even if it's just letting me know how your team is going with your own building up. Whatever it actually comes to mind as you watch this video, let me hear something from your side, and share with your friends as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.